Hello everybody, I'm Beth Sample and this is my Digital Equity and SWOT discussion thread. So to begin this discussion, I took our first question and divided it into 3 separate chunks. The first one being, what knowledge does an effective technology leader need related to digital equity? Well, first of all, you have to know what the definition of digital equity is. You take that definition and then you apply it to the current reality of your school or your district. So when you're looking at the definition of digital equity, it basically means that all of your students, all of your faculty, all of your staff have equal access to the same digital devices and programs and technology that you're using throughout the building. The dispositions of an effective technology leader when dealing with digital equity are compassion, flexibility, patience, creativity, and determination. I really think that these are the dispositions of not necessarily an effective technology leader, but the dispositions of an effective leader. Leaders have to be compassionate. They have to be able to look at all sides of a situation and understand where the different players are coming from. You have to be flexible, especially in education. You're dealing with children, you're dealing with technology. Neither one of those things always work the exact way they're supposed to when they're supposed to. Patience is key. You have to love technology, especially when it's working. You have to be creative because this is really a new area for so many educators. And then determination. You have to be determined to make our schools effective technology and virtual learning environments. The third chunk of question 1 is, what skills does an effective technology leader need related to digital equity? First of all, you need to be current with technology skills. An effective leader knows how to use and teach all of the up-to-date and most current apps and programs that are available for teachers. You also need to be able to have very effective coaching skills for all learners. You need to be able to relate to teachers as well as students as the learner and partner in gaining proficiency using these new forms of technology. The last part is a good, effective technology leader knows how to effectively strategically plan when using technology. According to Theodore Crichton in our book, The Principal as a Technology Leader, he states that for the last several years, we have gotten away from using technology tools as instructional design. He states, we seem to be confusing technology tools as instructional design. Instructional design incorporates technology with knowledge of teaching and learning, while technology as tools is just that, boxes and wires, often with little regard for how it impacts teaching and learning. We've gotten guilty of doing this. It's like we see the biggest, brightest, new, shiny app and we have to have it. We want to add it to our schools because it's going to improve student learning. When you're looking at digital equity, you automatically need to look at the digital divide. The digital divide became very apparent to education this last spring when we were sent home and we got a really good look at our students who were the haves versus the have-nots. The digital divide is the gap that exists between individuals who have access to modern information and communication technology and those who lack access. And that comes from Steele 2019. Like I say, we were really aware of this digital divide when we sent kids home in March of 2020 to learn from home. So many of them did not have access to digital devices, or they had 4 children in one home with 1 computer. That's not equitable access. So looking at the digital divide is really becoming a hot topic in today's education world when you're looking at adding technology as a effective teaching tool. philosophy or goal as a leader concerning digital equity would be to work to ensure that all students have access to the digital tools needed for success and higher achievement, and also providing faculty with efficient and relevant training to ensure worthwhile implementation of technology in the classroom. It doesn't matter how many great programs you have, how many great apps you have, if all of your students have tablets, laptops, smartphones, if your teachers and faculty are not trained and are not using the digital tools that you're providing them to pass along to our students. So I really think that it comes down to making sure that your staff is effectively and relevantly trained and prepared in using these new technological tools as teaching devices, not entertainment devices for our students. As far as shared equability of access at Evans High School and really throughout Columbia County, we are pretty lucky. All of our teachers have dedicated desktops. Our special ed teachers have access to laptops. At Evans itself, we have 4 computer labs. We have 12 full computer carts. We have 5 mini carts. The English and the math department and the social studies department all have their own carts. We have a full functioning media center when our students need to work before, after school, or even during lunch. We have efficient, equitable bandwidth and fiber optics and an increased Wi-Fi performance. To help us with all of these technical needs, we have an instructional specialist / coach, and then we also have an in-house IT person. Every school in Columbia County has its own IT person who is assigned specifically to that building to handle any issues that come up. Now, we are lacking in digital equitable access in that we are not a one-to-one environment. We only have about 30 laptops that can be loaned out to students who do not have access to them at home. We basically try to keep all of our assignments done in-home, or that's the goal for this coming year, especially since we will not be doing learn from home. Columbia County has established a CBA, which is the Columbia County Virtual Academy, which students will have access to there. We are working on making our schools more equitably accessible. When integrating technology components into school-level strategic plans, there are benefits and challenges. I think the most important benefit is that technology has been proven to improve student achievement, whether it is our students with disabilities, our economically disadvantaged students, our gifted and talented students, or just our everyday, run-of-the-mill average student. Technology increases achievement when it is used effectively. Now, to get the effective use of technology components in the classroom, you have to have buy-in and you have to have a shared vision. So I think that is the biggest challenge that we face, is creating that buy-in and shared vision among all of our stakeholders, our parents, our students, our faculty, our administration. Everybody needs to be on board and on the same page, which is, I have yet to see that in my 19 years of teaching, everybody jumping on board. There's always those naysayers out there that are like, if it's not broke, why am I going to fix it? I've been teaching this way for 20 years. Why do I need to add all these bells and whistles? Well, the kids we teach today, they're used to bells and whistles. I used to always laugh and say, I definitely can't compete with Barney, so I'm going to have to figure out how to be a little more entertaining. So technology is going to have to be added into our classrooms to help our students become ready for tomorrow's workforce. The final portion of this discussion is over how a SWOT analysis technique can be applied to technology planning and how it will relate to its essential conditions. I look at SWOT analysis as a diagnostic tool. It kind of functions as a pretest on our current reality. It gives us our strengths, which are the things that we know, our skills, not necessarily the things we need to focus on. We don't need to let those go. We need to keep practicing with those and building those strengths. But those are the standards and the items that we don't necessarily need to spend a lot of time on. The opportunities, weaknesses, and threats, those are the questions that we missed. Those are the questions that we didn't know the answer to. They are the skills and the standards that we need to focus on and move towards improving and adding to our technology planning and using technology effectively in the classroom. I hope you enjoyed this. I know you're probably tired of hearing me talk for more than 13 minutes, so I hope everybody has a great day.